I realized I'm like mad dramatic, right? I had this realization in the last year that I am the drama. I am the person that's holding myself back. And not in the way of like, I don't believe in myself. You have to believe in yourself. Follow your dreams. Be delusional. Not even in that way. Like in the self flagellation, babe. Like the feeling bad for myself, the punishing myself, like like the needing to like whip yourself back into shape, babe. You waste more time doing that than you would if you just let that go and move forward. And that's kind of like the whole point of the video. The act of making a mistake and then feeling bad about the mistake is more detrimental than making the mistake and just pushing forward. And for me, part of my inability to push forward came from a lot from how I measured myself by my like performance. Like my value is in relation to doing things right and being smart and being good. If you were raised anything like me, you may have been raised a Catholic, so there goes a lot of shame and guilt and constant self-punishment. But besides that, like, when you are raised with these high expectations, you have a lot of high potential. I was very academically good. I was raised to be very polite. I was very nice. And like, then you grow up and you kind of can't really match that way of being with the reality of life. I think for a lot of us, we weren't raised in the reality of life, which is just like you could be the goodest girl in the world. Things are still gonna go wrong independent of that. And I think that's like the difficulty that I had and a lot of us had in our 20s, which is just kind of like a lot of the things that you thought you'd never do, a lot of the mistakes that you thought would never happen to you because you were so smart and you did the right thing start to happen. And rather than being like, well, that's life, you go through this whole like personality shattering sort of meltdown where you're like, who am I? What am I gonna do? I worked so hard. How could this happen to me? How will I bounce back? How will I start over again? And that's part of the reason why, like, I know how I am as a person, like, generally. Like, I know I'm, like, really intense. I'm really dramatic. For as smart and as, like, much of a know-it-all I can be, like, I know I have, like, severe blind spots. I know that, like, I am very particular. And I can't be like that all the time. So, like, throughout a lot of my life, I've always, like, surrounding myself with people that are a bit more dynamic than me, for lack of better words, that have a little bit maybe more fire to them, a little bit more freeness to them. I think people automatically assume that because I'm an artist and I make paintings and like I'm figuring out things my way that I have this like freedom in me. No, babe, I'm a square. Like I spent so many years being myself and apologizing for it, and like even I'm tired, right? Like that is so exhausting that like I find it refreshing to be around people that are like maybe wording it in a different way, that are more in their bodies and in their hearts than in their minds. Because I'm like, we all can't be over here like pontificating upon the situation and really like we can't all be the know-it-all, because that's what college was for me, right? Like we all can't. That's family dinners for me, babe. Like everybody who thinks they know more than the next person. That is stressful. So I love somebody that is more free in that sense. And like what I learned through a lot of like those people is that when you don't have like these expectations of being the top of your class, for lack of better words, like just as an example, when no one expected you to be the president, like some people are raised and like your family looked at you and was just like, okay, we know who's not going to be the doctor. And then you got pushed aside. That comes with its own issues. But a lot of people that are raised to, and that are not, that are maybe more of the fuck up of the family, I find that they're like so confident in their decision making because they had to kind of define themselves by different metric. Like, I got to hang out with the teacher during lunchtime and grade tests. Like I was at the top, I was at the front of the line, babe. I was a fucking square. It's cute, it's adorable. Like the cutest little daughter ever, right? But like that, like nobody cares about that when you're 30. Right? And like when you're 30 and you're like fucking up and you're looking around and you're like, damn, like, I'm not hanging out with the teacher anymore. Like, it's like weird, right? Like, it's hold on, let me reel it back in. I had a lot of coffee. It's like weird, right? And like then like the friend that's like, yeah, I've been a fuck up my whole life. They're just pushing through life. They're pushing through life, and there isn't that like internal drama. There isn't this like, oh my God, I can't believe that this didn't work out. They're like, hey, no one expected me to work out, and they're like over here. It's like amazing. Like I love to see that, and it's like very inspiring for me. But it just kind of like showed me that it's like a lot of like the drama and the punishment that I have is like very ego based. It's very like, it's very arrogant. It's very like expecting that I should be in a certain place because I am so good and I am so smart. And in many cases, it's not deserved. Like part of me having to be okay with starting over was me having to be real with like where I'm at, right? I'm like, okay, I expected to be at a certain point in my life. And yeah, I may have been extremely smart, but it's like I haven't been working as hard as the people that just wake up every day and do it and don't place those same expectations on themselves, right? Like I don't have the same level of skill at this point because I haven't been working as hard. I don't have the same level of consistency. Like what's up? Like I'm not doing it how I'm supposed to be doing it. What am I being hard on myself about? Like that, why am I acting like I'm over here when I'm not? So part of like what starting over comes down to is like literally just forgiving yourself, and it's not that deep. Like it's literally just being like, oh, okay, cool. I missed this much time. I'm not where I'm supposed to be. That's okay. Like, because I don't know. I think it's just like realizing that you get older and like there's no one checking you. Like, there's no one grading you. There's no one mad at you. There's no one that's expecting you to do more. Obviously, we all have different, like, people in our lives and different expectations. And, like, all of these things, a parent that's still on your ass, or, like, you know, the reality of, like, needing to move forward so you can make more money, or whatever your current situation is. But, like, the reality that, like, within yourself as a person, how you could be operating, like, only you can kind of, like, decide that. And then within that, it's just like the world's already hard enough. If you beat yourself up, you're not gonna get it done. Like there's gonna come a time that like you're not gonna be able to beat yourself into submission and into working harder, because if you could beat yourself into working harder, you would be working harder. if you could literally like self-hate yourself into your highest self, you would be your highest self. But you're not. You're still at a place that you don't like, and you also hate yourself, and life in general is hard. Last year, I just kind of woke up and I was like, I'm tired of working on myself. Like, I don't think I need to know more. I woke up and I was like, I think along with like 95% of people on this earth, right? Like, I think we know more than every single human since the beginning of time. Like, just through modern education and YouTube and TikTok and through reading infographics and the few books that we read, like, I think we know more than people since the beginning of time. How are we so miserable, right? And you could say thief is the comparison is the thief of joy. You know, you just have to be present. You have to live life like legit. Like, what is the problem? Like, you can kind of like do all of these things. The problem is that you just need to shut the fuck up. Like, that's what I realized. I'm like, the problem is that I'm like, I don't think I'm like allowing myself to enjoy life. And within that is just kind of like, I think I'm here pretending like I need to be the best at something, and literally no one cares. No one's checking me. Who's gonna break into my apartment at night and tell me you not the best? Like, my brain. That's the only person, right? And if I could just get her to stop, like, I'ma be good. And then I got her to stop, and like, low-key, life has been better